So hello everyone, here we are again for a new round of workout. It's a new week already. Today our setup will be a little bit more complicated than usually because we are using two items, but items that can be found in the household very easily. First one you see already, we are using our stick. So I'm having a normal broomstick here. You can also use a hiking stick or whatever. And we will need a step. So for those of you who have steps in the house, stairs in the house, you will need one step. For those of you who don't have stairs in the house, you can either use a normal step that you find in the gym or some variations of a step, which I will show you in a second. So don't fear if you don't own a step. I will just show you, and then you get everything together, and then we meet again for our warm-up. So here are our alternatives. So you can either use a step. I just went through the house and checked what I could find. I have here a pillow where you can step on, or you take a couple of books. So the books, please make sure to kind of have them safe and push them against the wall. Use as thick books as possible so that you don't have to stack too many. Or of course you use the good old chair. For the warm-up, we will use again the stick and the step. We will do every exercise for 1 minute. So first of all, you just stand straight and you rotate the stick over your head, right and left. You want to keep your upper body straight, do the circles as big as you can. You can kind of switch a bit between slow circles and faster circles. But you want to make sure that your upper body is not rotating right and left, but that you are only moving your arms and are relaxing and mobilizing your shoulders. So keep moving. 1 minute is quite long, so we have altogether 8 exercises, so it's like an 8-minute warm-up, but it's good for the shoulders to get a bit mobile here, so just keep them turning and turning. And a little bit longer, we are almost done. Now make your upper body long and straight, and remember not to turn your upper body. Then afterwards you put the stick down and we go for an exercise with the step. So stick goes down and you put one leg up and you shift front and back. And the stick comes here each time up. So stick goes down, one foot on the step, shift to the front and go with your arms as much back as you can, mobilizing the shoulders and at the same time the ankle and the leg that is up. Again, we go for 1 minute. So go to the front, come with the stick down and up as much as you can. Try not to pull the shoulders too much up. And keep going front and back. The leg that stays on the floor is straight. The other one bends as much as you can so that you have a nice mobilizing of the ankle and a stretching in the calf muscle. And go a little bit longer. Go in your own speed. Make sure that whatever you're using as a step is safe. Please pay attention to have the book stack against the wall or something. And go to the front and focus on getting the arms as much back as possible. Our next movement, we don't need the step, and you just want to step backwards and stretch the stick to the front. So the movement is a little bit similar to what we just did, only this time we are stepping back and the foot comes and the stick comes to the front. And also here you can play a little bit with the speed, so you can go slow or you can go a little bit faster. And this is again up to you. And again, 30 seconds is a long time, so you can do like 10 repetitions a bit slower and 10 repetitions a bit faster. There is enough time for this. Always make sure to push the stick to the front and to go with your heel as much back as you can, having the back leg as straight as possible and bending the front knee front and down. Go a little bit longer. Little bit more. And then for the next movement, we will need our step again. So you want to stand on the step and go with your heel back and down. So hold on to the step. If you are on the stairs, you can use the handrail. You don't necessarily need the stick, but for having both heels back and down, it's better to have something to hold on. So hold on to the stick and come with your heel back and down one at a time. And keep going. Here 1 minute for this exercise again is quite long, but it is nice for the ankles to get really mobile and for all the fascia at the back. And push down and push down. Keep mobilizing the ankle a little bit longer. Nice speed. Also here you can change. You can go slower, you can go faster, you can go more down, you can go less down. This all is up to you. And just keep going and try to have your upper body as straight as you can. And a little bit more. And then we go from here, you go down, you don't need the step out, and you want to step sideways, right and left, and drop the stick to the ground. So you have one leg bending and one leg straight. Your hip pushes back and you shift, or you can do it with a step like I'm showing here. So you bring your feet together and step out, or you keep your feet right and left outside and you just let the stick come back and down. Again, you can also do half-half. With a step, it's a little bit more dynamic. When you are standing, you can focus a bit more on going more down. And then, now here, show it to you again from the side, that my back is straight, that I'm not rounding my back, but that the movement is coming from my leg. Down, and we go a little bit longer again. And then we are done here, and our next movement is the Spider-Man elevated on the step. So you put the stick down here and you want to step outside and either bring the knee forward to your elbow or put the foot onto the step or next to the hand. So we start here going with the knee forward. Make sure your hip stays low, your hip and your upper body stay in one line and your shoulders stay away from your ears. And here, this is what I mentioned before. You can put your foot also on the step, and move forward, but make sure your hip stays back and down, your stomach is in, and the other leg is getting as straight as possible as you are stepping up. You can also have the leg straight, so bring the leg straight to the front. So these are all variations that you can do, depending on what muscles you want to warm up. Or as I do here, we just kind of mix them all together in 1 minute of exercising. So, and then for our next movement, we don't need the step again, so we just want to mobilize the arms. I hold the stick as much outside as possible, and then I just go all the way to the back. So the closer you hold the stick or the shorter your stick is, the less you can come back. So the longer the stick and the more your arms are outside, the easier it will be to come all the way back. So go all the way back and keep going. Keep your upper body long and straight. And go back. And a bit more. And then for our next movement, we will need the step again. Okay, and keep going, and then we are done here. And you want to come into a high plank again, and then we want to rotate right and left. Either you just turn your upper body right and left, or you lift even your knee up with it, your leg up with it. And turn, very good. Shoulders stay away from your ears. Your hip rotates with you so that your hip and your upper body stay in one long line. You don't want to mobilize the spine too much. And rotate. And as I said before, you can also lift the leg sideways and up. Then all your weight is on your hand. This is our last movement for the warm-up, by the way. So be motivated to go a bit more. Yeah, and keep going. Like 1, 2 more times to each side. And rotate. And rotate. Good. Then that's it for our warm-up. Now I show you the exercises. So for our exercises, you know how it works. I show you the different movements. You follow me now while we demonstrate them and you pick your variation. So for the first one, we will need the step. You put your foot onto the step, your hands up above your head. And now either you just go a little bit down, keeping your upper body long and straight, resting your hands on your knee, or you put your hands all the way down on the ground, or you put your hands down on the ground and go from here into a high plank. Put your foot to the front again and come up, or go down into a high plank, and on your way up you lift the leg on the step, front and up. Next movement, we need the stick. So you put the stick on the floor and then you just want to step over it, right or left, or run over it, right or left. So you see I do one step tap, one step tap, one step tap, one step tap. You can then either turn around and go back, or you can go backwards. So this is up to you. The next one is a push-up on the step. So you put your hands onto your stairs or steps or wherever. You take your feet right and left outside, and you want to focus on going as much down as possible. The more you take your legs outside, the easier the movement gets. And you want to make sure that your hip and your upper body stay in one line as you go down, and your hip does not stay back. So try to bring your stomach a little bit in and then go front and down. If you are fitter in push-ups than I am, you can of course do them on the floor and don't have to use a step. Don't let the hips sink, or do mini movements just bending right and left. And for the next one, we need again our stick. So this time we want to hop over the stick. If you don't want to hop, you do these kind of mini jumps. So 1 foot, 1 foot. This is a little bit similar to what we did before. Or you hop right and left sideways, landing very softly, please. Make sure not to wake the neighbors. Or you do one leg only. So one line, you go with the right leg, and then as you finish, you turn around and you do the left leg. The more silent you go, the more you know that your muscles are working the way they should work. Next movement is a bridging, elevated with your feet on the stick. So you lie in front of your on the step. You lie in front of your step. You put your feet onto the step. You have your hands either on the floor or facing up to the ceiling. Then it's a bit more difficult. And then you push your hip all the way up and come down, and all the way up and come down. You can kind of keep the hip up all the time, or stretch one leg up to the ceiling, or stretch both legs up to the ceiling, or have your hands reaching up to the ceiling. This all makes it a bit more complicated. When you push one leg up, then make sure one leg goes up in one round and the other leg goes up in the second round. So with the next one, we not only challenge our muscles, we challenge our brain as well. So you want to stand, hop right and left outside, and then cross your legs. Outside, cross your legs, and outside, cross your legs. If you don't want to hop, you can also step. So you step right, left, right, left, right, left. Try not to touch the stick so it won't roll away. Next movement is a mountain climber, elevated on the step. So you go from here, put your hands on the step, step with your feet back, and then go either with one leg front and back slowly, or you go into a running, keeping your upper body long and straight, landing softly with your feet. For our next movement, our last movement also, we need the stick again. So you want to walk or run sideways over the stick, making small and fast steps. Try always to lead with the leg that kind of has the stick in front. So when you go to the left leg leads, and when you go to the right leg leads, and you can also do the steps slower, of course. So now collect your wits. This is what we are going to do. Stand in front of your step with your back to your step and go. So one foot comes up onto the step, hands come up, and either you just go a little bit down, or you put your hands on the ground, or you come into a plank, or you come into a plank lifting the leg up. We only do one leg now, and the other leg you do afterwards in the second round. So keep going, do nice planks in between. Hip and upper body should be one line. And if you want to come up, you balance on one leg, try to hold this balance. Otherwise, you just come up and down, or you just put the hands on the ground. And keep going, little bit longer. And a bit longer, we have like, I don't know, 2-3 seconds to go. And then stop. Take your well-deserved 20-second break and position yourself in front of your stick. So you want to stand in front of your stick and then run right and left over the stick. So, a little bit more break. Get ready. 3, 2, 1, go. And go. Right and left, right tap, right tap, left tap. Either you turn around at the end of the stick or you walk backwards. Have your arms coming front and back with your legs. Don't keep them stiff right and left on your side, but move them as if you are running quickly. So go, I don't know how long your stick is now, but you go front and back, front and back. Try never to stop. Try to make mini steps and try to be fast all through the 45 seconds. So keep going. We are already more than halfway through. So a little bit more. Keep going. Front and back and front and back and front and back and front and back. 3, 2, 1 and back. And then our next movement is a push-up either on the step or down. So take again your 20-second break, but position yourself already in front of your stepper or on the floor. And remember, you want to keep your hip and your upper body in one long straight line and not drop the hip too much down or down at all. And go. So hands on the step, feet go back. Remember, the more you go with your feet outside, the easier the movement gets. And your chest is coming front and down towards the step, and your head and your upper body stay in one long line. And you can also do small and fast movements if you feel your arms are getting tired. Otherwise, try to come as much down as possible, keeping your feet, your hip, and your upper body in one line, and keep going up and down. Yeah, and keep going a little bit longer. Oh, we are making good progress here. And go for 3, 2, 1, and down. Next movement, again, we need our stick. So stand in front of the stick, take your 20-second break, focus on what you want to do. Do you want to hop with both legs? Do you want to hop with one leg? With which leg are you going to start? And then 3, 2, 1, and go. So either one leg or both legs, up to you. The important thing is that you land softly. So you don't want to crash into the ground. You see, I'm working here without shoes in order to make sure that I'm really landing softly, because the shoes are not cushioning me. So I have to really make sure that I use all my muscles to land softly. Now, always, usually you have one leg stronger than the other. So for me, the left leg is a little bit wobbly. So I'm much slower here. Don't worry about it. Just keep practicing so that you don't let the gap between the right and the left leg get too big, too wide. Go a little bit more. 3, 2, 1, and stop. And the next one is a bridging. So good news for you. You can lie down in front of your step and enjoy this 20-second break. And then you want to get your feet up onto the step, onto the stairs, and then go from 3, 2, 1, and go. So from here, you want to bring your hip back and up and down. I'm a little bit lazy here. So, and up and down. And go, keep going. Your 45 seconds are already counting. And push your hip up and down. And up and down. Keep going. Be more energetic than I am. Now you have started before already. And go up and down. Keep pushing the hip up. And keep pushing the hip up. Keep your stomach in. If you want, bring one leg up, then you do in the second round the other leg, or you just keep going up and down. Okay, the next one, our brain exercise. So stand in front of your stick again, and remember, you either want to run and cross your legs, or you want to hop and cross your legs. So get ready, and 3, 2, 1, and go. So, standing in front of the stick, outside and cross, and outside and cross. Try not to touch the stick. You can now either go backwards or turn around. Backwards is quite difficult. When you want to focus more on the jumping, then you turn around. When you focus on the coordination, then you go backwards. And land again softly, crossing your legs right and left, having your hip bones pointing forward. So you don't want to your hip to rotate too much. and keep going. A little bit longer. You can maybe manage one more time down the stick, and go, and go, and go, and stop. So, our next one is the mountain climber. So you can stand in front of your step again, then you put your hands onto the step, you step with your feet back, you go into a nice high plank, and you want to then bring your feet front and back, either slowly or running. So going from here, and ready, and go. So hands on the step, and then you either step or run front and back. Keep your hip and your upper body in one line, keep your hip down, keep your head up, keep your hands soft. Land softly with your feet, you don't want to make too much noise, and keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. A little bit more, front and back. Keep running, and go, and go, and go, and go. And a little bit more. And then we are almost done here. We have only one more exercise to go. 3, 2, 1, and then we go for our last exercise. This is the one in front of the stick, and you want to get ready, and you want to run sideways. So with your hands again, going front and back, go, get ready, and 3, 2, and 1, and go. So remember, the leg that leads towards the stick leads. So when you go left, the left leg starts. When you go right, the right leg starts. And keep doing fast, small steps. Your arms are going front and back. Try not to touch the stick, and go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Fast. Try to make as many steps as possible over the stick. The more steps you make, the smaller your steps are. So keep going. Front and back. And a little bit longer. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So that's it for your exercises. Catch your breath. You deserved a break. Get some water. Then go back to location 1359, genau, and start the whole thing again. If you have used only one leg, you do now the other side, and you can do the circle up to 2 more times. Enjoy! So, that's it again for our workout. You see, I'm standing here like a conquistador because we nailed it. Another round of workout is finished. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all next week. Bye bye!